Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you to the Decision Making in Non-Profit Sector lecture number 14. Today's agenda is to have a preview of the last lecture, which we studied regarding United Nations, the role of United Nations, the perspective of non-government sector in Pakistan. Then is followed by the current lecture, which is the perceptions of Pakistan earthquake response. This is a study done by the Feinstein International Center. एक study Feinstein International Center ने की है, Dr. Andrew Wilder की कंसल्टेंसी थी, जो कि हेड रिसर्चर थे इस पूरी रिपोर्ट के। जब पाकिस्तान अर्थक्वेक 2005 में पाकिस्तान को अर्थक्वेक ने हिट किया, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम दिस रिपोर्ट आफ्टर द अर्थक्वेक, दिस रिपोर्ट वाज डिजाइन. This is a policy research report, and this report is more focused on the perceptions of the people, perceptions about the organizations which have worked in the relief and reconstruction phases of the earthquake, regarding the earthquake effects, regarding those areas where the earthquake has hit. We are going to have a complete picture of this report. We are going to have this report we are going to study it for another three lectures. The first lecture is more focused on the Feinstein International Center, what it is, Humanitarian Agenda 2015, what basically it is, a theoretical reasoning behind this report, an introduction regarding the whole objective of the perceptions created by the people, perceptions of the organizations, perceptions regarding the NATO, perceptions regarding the US Army, perceptions regarding the Pakistan Armed Forces working during the relief and reconstruction phases. Then there is an overview of Pakistan earthquake response, followed by the universality of humanitarianism, and at the end there is a conclusion. Students, when we studied the last lectures, we found out that United Nations, including United Nations all agencies, which include UNICEF, UNHCR, UNDP, World Food Program, they all worked in the disaster situation, even though currently they are working for the polio campaigns, they are working on various themes, and they have come up with the various philanthropic initiatives. Then we have discussed a lot about the NGO sector and their performance in Pakistan. We have took the example of ED Foundation. We have taken the example of SDPI, Sustainable Development Policy Institute. Along with it, we have the Balochistan-based NGO, which was SDS, Sustainable Development Society. Today's lecture is more focused. आज का lecture ज़्यादा focus है पाकिस्तान earthquake response पे, और ये अगले आने वाले 2 lectures तक ये report जो है ये मुहित रहेगी, और हम लोग perceptions of Pakistan earthquake response को complete study करेंगे. When in 2005, 8 October 2005, at 8:50 o'clock in the morning, when earthquake hit Pakistan, it was a disaster situation. This is a preliminary OCHA map, which is Office of Combined Humanitarian Assistance, and this map was designed by this organization, Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, and this they have showed how much area was devastated, how much people who lost their lives, including what was the population, what was the complete destruction of the area. The epicenter of the earthquake, the point where it lied, the epicenter was 10 kilometers in depth, and location was 34.432 north and 75.537 east. More than 140 aftershocks were received after the earthquake. 21 aftershocks over 5 Richter scale. The earthquake was on 7.6 Richter scale. और ये जो epicenter दिखाया हुआ है इस picture के अंदर, which is in the northwest frontier province, और इस epicenter के बारे में ये बताया गया कि ये 8 अक्टूबर को जो ज़लज़ला आया उसका magnitude 7.6 on Richter scale था, और उसकी depth जो थी 10 kilometers under the earth थी. And then there is a Muzaffarabad की population 2 lakh है, और destruction जो हुई है that is 80 to 90%. और then there is Indian administrative part of Kashmir. Almost 1,280 people were killed. missing are 14, injured are 5,944, and buildings damaged 32,723. Now you can well imagine the severity of this disaster. In Pakistan, the killing was just because of disaster 25,180, which led up to 74,000. The injured were 60,000. Affected were 4 million. 1 million seriously affected. And they were in the dire need of shelters, medicines, cargo, helicopters, heavy machines to remove debris from the road. Debris कहते हैं मलबे को, रोड से जब मलबा हटाया जाता है तो उसके लिए heavy machinery की requirement है. Like कोहाला पुल को जो road touch होती है from Muzaffarabad, it was closed, and in 27 days, with the help of army and NATO forces, they have opened it, and they utilize heavy machinery to remove the debris from the road. Then was financial assistance. Definitely, people require financial assistance. So the needs indicated by government of Pakistan, they were in the dire need of helicopters, 50,000 winterized family tents. Only some 5,000 has been distributed to data. At least 100,000 blankets, medicines, typhoid drugs, and antibiotics. And the rest of them, up to now, recorded commitments of 100,000 blankets and 37,000 tents were distributed. This was created by the Relief Web Center, Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, United Nations, 13 October 2005. Going to the introduction part of this whole incident, this whole disaster. At 8:50 a.m. when children were trying to go to school, they were changing their uniforms, people were going for the occupation, teachers were going to the universities, colleges in Islamabad, in Azad Jammu Kashmir, along with the NWFP, 8:50 almost, 8:50 a.m. On October 8, 2005, मुझे आज भी याद पड़ता है वो रोज़ा था और उस दिन भी रमज़ान था और a devastating earthquake measuring 7.6 on the Richter scale struck North Pakistan, northern Pakistan, and the disputed territory of Kashmir, which is divided in Pakistan Administrative Kashmir and Indian Administrative Kashmir. The earthquake killed approximately 75,000 people, injured 70,000, and left an estimated 3.5 million people homeless. A massive humanitarian rescue and relief operations followed that was led by the Pakistan Army and rest of the organizations. But initial response was given by the Pakistan Army. The response included thousands of private citizens, Pakistani people, who were in the most cases the first to respond, Islamic militant groups based in the region, search and rescue teams from several countries, Rapid UKK team Pakistan में थी, US and NATO armed forces, United Nations agencies, and more than 100 national and international non-government organizations. So this was a combined effort of a philanthropic nature when the disaster hit Pakistan. The response created some compelling images of the universality of humanitarian action, with worthwhile enemies including militant jihadi groups, US and NATO military forces, and 2,500 Cuban doctors and nurses working alongside each other to save lives and respond to the needs of earthquake survivors. So if you talk about Kashmir, Azad Jammu Kashmir, which is Pakistan Administrative Kashmir, a lot of jihadi groups, they participated and they saved various lives. US and NATO armed forces, they worked in the area, they established hospital. So Cuban doctors and nurses gave initial parametric staff, initial basic life support to the needy at that point of time. So they work alongside each other to save lives and respond to the needs of earthquake survivors. Earthquake survivors were in a dire need at that point of time. Pakistan Armed Forces, NATO, non-government organizations, international non-government organizations, US Armed Forces, and jihadi groups, they provided initial response, and 2,500 Cuban doctors were there. Despite daunting challenge, it was a big challenge, chota kaam nahi tha, including the difficult mountainous terrain and the race against time to provide basic shelter to the homeless. Prior to the arrival of the Himalaya winters, the humanitarian response to the earthquake was perceived by many to be one of the largest and most effective responses to a natural disaster to date. आज तक सबसे बड़ा डिजास्टर जो हिट हुआ ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, और उसके बाद वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट है. वैसे सुनामी भी हिट हुआ है, वैसे कैथरीना भी, रीटा भी हिट हुआ. आपने देखा जापान में भी सुनामी आया. थोड़ा सा मैं आपको बैकग्राउंड बताता चलूं कि ये सुनामी और ये अर्थक्वेक होता क्या. जमीन के अंदर टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स हैं, और जब भी वो टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स मूव करती हैं तो वो एक शॉक वेव जो है वो जनरेट करती है, और जब ये समंदर के अंदर होता है तो वो एक डेप्थ क्रिएट कर देती है पानी की, जिसके अंदर पानी जमा होना शुरू हो जाता है. आप एक समझ लीजिए एक खाई क्रिएट कर दी जाती है उस टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स की मूवमेंट की वजह से, जिसकी वजह से आप कहते हैं 24 स्टोरी सुनामी आया. इतनी हाइट पे रीटा था, उसकी वेव्स समंदर की इतनी ऊंची थी. बेसिकली वो जो पानी का प्रेशर नीचे से उठता है, जब वेव लग के किसी जगह से वापस आती है और उस पानी के प्रेशर को उठाती, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम वेव्स जो हैं वो एक जाइंट वेव्स बन जाती हैं, और जितना भी एरिया जो बंदरगाह के इर्द गिर्द होता है वो सब तबाह हो जाता है. इन द केस ऑफ दिस डिजास्टर विच वी आर डिस्कसिंग राइट नाउ, विच इज अर्थक्वेक, अर्थक्वेक में भी यही हुआ. टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स मूवमेंट हुई, और जो एपिसेंटर रिकॉर्ड हुआ 7.6 रेक्टर स्केल पे ये मैग्नीट्यूड था. और जो बिल्डिंग्स जिनकी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इस किस्म का था कि वो दे वर नॉट सेफली मेड, और दे वर नॉट सेफ गार्डेड, दे वर नॉट प्लान्ड अकॉर्डिंगली कि जी अर्थक्वेक आ जाए तो क्या करना चाहिए. तो आपने देखा कि Magla Tower was one example. Then there are so many examples in Balakot, Mansehra. There are so many examples in Shinkyari, Shinkyari, Batagram, Alai, and Shinglai. Then there was so examples from Indian occupied Kashmir, that so many 1,238 people were killed, and the combined effort. A combined philanthropic initiative of humanitarian organizations at that point of time was required. An initial response was given by the jihadi groups and doctors and Pakistan Army. What is the purpose of this whole case study? The perceptions of Pakistani people, post-earthquake study against humanitarian agenda 2015. Basically, what is the purpose? What is the reason? क्यों हम लोग ये case study को पढ़ रहे हैं? Why it is a part of decision making in non-profit sector organization? The purpose of this case study was not to conduct an evaluation of the earthquake response. The objective was to find out, to locate, to highlight the most important perceptions, to learn from the perceptions of those affected by the people affected by the earthquake over here in Pakistan, as well as those involved in relief and reconstruction efforts, to better understand some of the key challenges facing humanitarian actions and humanitarian assistance organizations. तो मकसद ये है इस केस स्टडी को इन पाकिस्तान के तनाजुल में पढ़ने के लिए. क्या मेजर इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो इस केस स्टडी से हम लोग सीखेंगे कि वो क्या परसेप्शंस हैं उन लोगों की जो कि अर्थक्वेक से हिट हुए, रिगार्डिंग द ह्यूमैनिटेरियन रिस्पांस, जो इतनी ज्यादा ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने एफर्ट की, जो एक्शन हुआ पूरा ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन, और इतनी ज्यादा ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने एफर्ट की, उनका क्या बेसिकली लोगों की क्या परसेप्शन थी कि वो काम उन्होंने सही भी किया. तो उस हवाले से ये केस स्टडी. नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने भी काम किया, एनजीओज ने भी काम किया, इंक्लूडिंग आईएनजीओज ने भी काम किया, इंक्लूडिंग इंटरनेशनल नॉन गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के साथ साथ यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने भी काम किया. तो अब वो वक्त है कि हम लोग उन परसेप्शंस को लोगों की देखें कि वो कौन कौन से ऐसे वीक लिंक्स थे इस पूरी एफर्ट में, वो कौन कौन से स्ट्रॉन्ग लिंक्स थे। ये पूरी की पूरी जो रिपोर्ट है वो किस चीज पे बेस है, व्हाट इज द थ्योरेटिकल रीजनिंग बिहाइंड दिस होल रिपोर्ट। व्हाई डॉक्टर एंड्रयू विल्डर केम अप विद दिस फिलॉसफी टू लर्न, टू रीड, to finalize or to investigate the perceptions of the people who were hit by the disaster. Feinstein International Center, which is there to strengthen the humanity through their research. This current study, which is Perceptions of Humanitarian Agenda 2015, is the part of broader study undertaken by the Feinstein International Center at the University of Tufts, Boston, America. एंड ये एक बड़ी जो रिपोर्ट है उसका हिस्सा है, और इसका ये एक केस स्टडी, एक ब्रॉडर स्टडी जो कि 6 से ज्यादा ममालिक में हुई हुई, उसका एक हिस्सा है। और जो बड़ी स्टडी है जो कि फाइनस्टाइन इंटरनेशनल सेंटर बॉस्टन अमेरिका ने की, उस स्टडी का टाइटल है द ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एजेंडा 2015 प्रिंसिपल्स, पॉलिटिक्स एंड परसेप्शंस, which aims to help equip the humanitarian enterprise to better understand, address the emerging challenges during the coming decade. In particular, the study is looking at the 4 interrelated issues that are likely to shape the humanitarian agenda. जो humanitarian agenda है, उसके अंदर 4 important issues हैं जो आपस में interrelate करते हैं, और ये humanitarian agenda basically theoretical reasoning है इस पूरी केस स्टडी के पीछे। और वो 4 जो इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर्स हैं जिसकी बेस पे ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एजेंडा बना हुआ है, उनको देखते चलें। फर्स्ट वन इज यूनिवर्सैलिटी। द यूनिवर्सैलिटी ऑफ द ह्यूमैनिटेरियनिज्म, इज देयर एनीथिंग ट्रूली यूनिवर्सल? कोई ऐसी चीज है कि यूनिवर्सल हो? अबाउट व्हाट वी कॉल ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन, कोई ऐसा ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन है जो कि कॉमन हो, सारों की कंबाइंड एफर्ट हो, यूनिवर्सल एफर्ट हो? एंड आर द प्रिंसिपल्स, कोई ऐसे प्रिंसिपल्स मौजूद हैं एंड ऑपरेटर्स ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन, जो ऑपरेटर्स भी ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शंस और प्रिंसिपल्स भी इस्तेमाल हुए वेस्टर्न एंड नदरन की तरफ से, क्या वो कोहेसिव थे, क्या वो यूनिवर्सल थे, क्या वो एक कंबाइंड एफर्ट थी? Then the second one is terrorism and counterterrorism. The implications of terrorism and counterterrorism for humanitarian actions. To what extent is the humanitarian enterprise perceived to be the part of security agenda of the US and its allies? And if so, what are the implications for humanitarian actions? So, चूंकि war against terrorism चल रही थी, which is led by US, और 2000 में जब ये हुआ, 1999 2000 से जब स्टार्ट है, 2005 में जब ज़ल्ज़ला आ गया, तो उस सूरत हाल में टेररिज्म एंड काउंटर टेररिज्म के फैक्टर को किस तरह देखा गया? देन कोहेरेंस, द सर्च फॉर ग्रेटर कोहेरेंस एंड इंटीग्रेशन बिटवीन ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एंड पॉलिटिकल सिक्योरिटी एजेंडाज. डज द कॉस्ट ऑफ वन ऑफ मोर इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोचेस एक्सीड द बेनिफिट? सो जो इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच इस्तेमाल हुई इस पूरे डिजास्टर के बाद, जो इस डिजास्टर को एड्रेस करने के लिए, क्या वो अप्रोच की जो कॉस्ट थी वो उसका उतना ही बेनिफिट हुआ? क्या वो कोहेरेंट एफर्ट थी? अगर वो कोहेरेंट एफर्ट थी तो क्या उसका बेनिफिट भी उतना ही हुआ? ये चीज भी देखेंगे। जाहिर बात है ये भी परसेप्शन से ही लोगों की पता लगेगी। तो पहली चीज हमने देखी यूनिवर्सैलिटी, सेकंड चीज है काउंटर टेररिज्म एंड काउंटर टेररिज्म, थर्ड थिंग इज कोहेरेंस जिसकी बेस पे ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एजेंडा बेस, एंड फोर्थ थिंग इज द सिक्योरिटी। जो ह्यूमैनिटेरियन स्टाफ, जो नेटो की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यूएस आर्म फोर्सेस, क्यूबन डॉक्टर्स, टर्किश डॉक्टर्स, आईसीआरसी वाले, एक्शन अगेंस्ट हंगर, डेल्टा एनजीओ, सेव द चिल्ड्रन यूके, यूनिसेफ, दे ऑल वर्क कंबाइंडली। और उस दौरान क्या उनके पर्सनल्स को सिक्योरिटी का इशू, और जो बेनिफिशियरीज हैं जिनको रिलीफ का सामान मिल रहा है, या जो इफेक्टिव्स हैं, जो मार्जिनलाइज कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं, क्या उनको सिक्योरिटी का इशू था? अच्छा, केस स्टडीज एग्जामिनिंग दीज 4 इश्यूज, ये जिन 4 इश्यूज जिसमें यूनिवर्सैलिटी भी है, काउंटर टेररिज्म एंड काउंटर टेररिज्म भी है, सिक्योरिटी भी है, कोहेरेंस भी है, तो इसके ऊपर केस स्टडीज वजाहत से लिखी गई और 12 कंट्रीज 12 ममालिक में इस ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन को चेक किया गया उस केस स्टडीज के तनासुल में। द पाकिस्तान केस स्टडी डिफर फ्रॉम अदर्स इन सेवरल इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स। फर्स्ट, क्या वजह है पाकिस्तान की केस स्टडी बाकी कंट्रीज की केस स्टडी से फर्क है? फर्स्ट, it is the only one where local conflict was not an important dimension to the humanitarian response. पहली चीज तो ये कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर चूंकि ज़ल्ज़ला आया, डिजास्टर हिट हुआ, तो लोकल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स इतने ज्यादा नहीं थे और इट इज अ इंपॉर्टेंट डायमेंशन कि जिसकी ना होने की वजह से ह्यूमैनिटेरियन रिस्पांस अच्छे तरीके से दिया गया। सेकेंड, द पाकिस्तान केस स्टडी इज द ओनली वन लुकिंग एक्सक्लूसिवली एट द ह्यूमैनिटेरियन रिस्पांस टू अ रैपिड ऑनसेट नेचुरल डिजास्टर। ये जो केस स्टडी है ये सिर्फ वाहिद उन 12 कंट्रीज में 12 ममालिक में केस स्टडी है जिसमें ह्यूमैनिटेरियन रिस्पांस को चेक किया गया। और इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट टू अदर केस स्टडीज एग्जामिनिंग ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन इन द सिचुएशंस ऑफ आर्म्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, अब जो बाकी कंट्रीज में जहां जहां पे ये रिसर्च हुई वहां पे ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एक्शन इन रिगार्ड टू या विद रिगार्ड टू या इन सिचुएशंस ऑफ आर्म्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पे हुआ, वहां पे आर्म्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट डिजास्टर्स हैं यानी कि मैन मेड डिजास्टर्स। लेकिन पाकिस्तान में चूंकि नेचुरल डिजास्टर्स तो इट वाज एन एक्सक्लूसिव। फाइनली, a notable difference in the case of Pakistan earthquake response was a central role played by the Pakistan Army in leading relief and reconstruction efforts. As far as the methodology of this whole case study is concerned, वो क्या तरीकाकार थे जिसके तहत डाटा को कलेक्ट किया गया और लोगों से इंटरव्यूज किए गए, फोकस ग्रुप डिस्कशंस की गई। Field research for this case study was conducted in March 2007, 1.5 years after the earthquake struck northern Pakistan and Kashmir. The initial team was led by Dr. Andrew Wilder, a consultant from Delta, Ma'am Shaheen Khan, Asif Shahzad Khan from Abbottabad, and myself, who were assisting in the field. The field research was done after the disaster one and a half year. In March 2007. While the focus of this research was on the perceptions of the humanitarian response during the initial 6 months of rescue and relief efforts, respondents inevitably also communicated their perceptions, usually much more negative, of subsequent reconstruction phase since April 2006. तो फोकस जो था इस रिसर्च का वो उन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के बारे में जानना था लोगों से आफ्टर द डिजास्टर। जब रिलीफ और रिकंस्ट्रक्शन एफर्ट शुरू हुई तो 6 महीनों के दौरान जो रिलीफ और रिकंस्ट्रक्शन एफर्ट बाद में स्टार्ट होना शुरू हो गई, उस पे लोगों की क्या पॉजिटिव परसेप्शन थी, क्या नेगेटिव परसेप्शन। स्टडी देयरफॉर इंक्लूड्स एनालिसिस ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग परसेप्शंस ऑफ द रिलीफ एंड रिकंस्ट्रक्शन फेजेस। हम लोग आगे देखेंगे आने वाले लेक्चर के अंदर कि वो कौन कौन सी परसेप्शंस हैं लोगों की, वो कौन कौन सी ऐसी, इट कैन बी पॉजिटिव, इट कैन बी नेगेटिव, बट वी हैव एनालिसिस ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग परसेप्शंस ऑफ द रिलीफ एंड रिकंस्ट्रक्शन फेजेस। अच्छा, जो फील्ड रिसर्च की गई दैट वाज ऑफ 3 week टाइम पीरियड एंड द बेस वाज इट वाज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम इस्लामाबाद एंड देन वी वेंट टू द 3 districts which were badly affected by the earthquake: Mansehra, Battagram district, and another NWFP, which is currently known as KP, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Muzaffarabad district in Pakistan Administrative Kashmir. So 3 districts में majorly हम लोगों ने डाटा को केस स्टडीज को कलेक्ट किया. First one was Mansehra, then was Battagram, and third one was Muzaffarabad. From where, from whom, from which entities we have collected, we have done interviews, we have collected the data. So what was the sources of information? 55 key informants interviews with government officials, staff from NGO, United Nations Red Crescent, Red Cross, and donor agencies, with politicians, religious leaders, journalists, and academics. So ये जो लोग थे, कुछ स्टाफ था गवर्नमेंट का, ऑफिशियल्स थे, जो 55 की इन्फॉर्मेंट्स इंटरव्यूज किए गए। यूएन का रेड क्रॉस का स्टाफ था, डोनर एजेंसीज थी, पॉलिटिशियंस थे, रिलीजियस लीडर्स थे, जर्नलिस्ट एंड एकेडेमियंस, एकेडमिक से जो लोग थे उनके इंटरव्यूज किए गए। 30 focus group discussions using a semi-structured interview format with 262 community members affected by the earthquake. 262 community members का इंटरव्यू फोकस ग्रुप डिस्कशन किया गया और उसमें एक सेमी स्ट्रक्चर्ड इंटरव्यू फॉर्मेट का इस्तेमाल किया गया, इंक्लूडिंग दोज हु वर इंटरनली डिस्प्लेस्ड पीपल, IDPs, local politicians, professionals, and one with the NGO national staff. 8 detailed questionnaires completed by international aid workers working for NGO, United Nations and donor agencies. तो 55 की इंटरव्यूज किए गए, 30 फोकस ग्रुप डिस्कशंस की गई और 8 के करीब जो है डिटेल क्वेश्चनेयर्स जो है वो NGO स्टाफ से, इंटरनेशनल एड वर्कर्स से फिल करवाए गए। और जो ये 8 इंटरव्यूज किए गए उसमें 19 मेल, इसके साथ साथ बताता चलूं 19 मेल फोकस ग्रुप डिस्कशंस थी जिसमें 162 पार्टिसिपेंट्स थे। सेवरल फीमेल फोकस ग्रुप डिस्कशंस थी जिसमें हमारी फीमेल स्टाफ में, जिसमें हमारी कंसल्टेंट थी मैम शाहीन खान, उन्होंने लेड किया और 54 पार्टिसिपेंट्स का फोकस ग्रुप डिस्कशन किया। 4 मिक्स ग्रुप डिस्कशंस थी विद 46 मेल एंड फीमेल पार्टिसिपेंट्स। Author Andrew Wilder conducted 7 focus group discussions, and the rest were conducted by 3 Pakistani researchers. One his name is Ma'am Shaheen Khan, other one is Asif Shahzad, and third one is me. So this is one picture of the devastation. जब disaster hit हुआ तो पहाड़ अपनी जगह छोड़ गए, जमीन सिरक गई, बड़ी बड़ी खाइयां डेवलप हो गई, पहाड़ कट के लैंडस्लाइडिंग शुरू हो गई। बहुत सी अवाम उन्नास जो थी वो उस लैंडस्लाइडिंग की वजह से खराब हुई, दे वर किल्ड। अलाई का जो एरिया जो कि बटाग्राम के साथ आगे चल के विच इज क्लोज टू टाकोट ब्रिज और कोहिस्तान के पास है, दैट वाज ब्रूटली डिस्ट्रॉयड। और ऐसे एरियाज थे जहां पे 15 दिन तक रसाई नहीं हो सकी। ऐसे भी जगह थी जहां पे ना पता लगा ना बंदा ना बंदे की साथ। कोई 1 मिनट के टाइम में, ऑन द मॉर्निंग ऑफ October 8, 2005, द पावरफुल अर्थक्वेक दैट स्ट्रक नॉर्दर्न पाकिस्तान एंड डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी ऑफ कश्मीर leveled towns and villages, killed or injured 1,45,000 people and destroyed or seriously damaged 6 lakh people homes, and the most of the areas, education, schools, health institutions, transportation ka infrastructure totally destroyed ho gaya. So I've showed you earlier the map which identifies the areas affected by the earthquake. A 30,000 square kilometer area, approximately the size of Belgium, जितना बेल्जियम का साइज है उतना एरिया जो है वो तबाह हुआ है। According to these statistics, which are the key earthquake statistics, this table highlights the killed people, the injured, population affected area, houses which were severely damaged and destroyed, health facilities severely damaged and destroyed, educational facilities severely damaged and destroyed, roads damaged, international humanitarian and reconstruction aid. So we will be having a picture of it. 73,338 were killed. People were killed when the disaster hit, included an estimated 18,000 children. When the school collapsed, because it was early in the morning, children were in the school, they were studying, and almost 18,000 बच्चे जो थे वो इस दौरान किल हुए। 1,309 के बारे में बताया जाता है कि इंडिया में किल हुए। Injured are 69,412 plus 6,622 in India. Population which was affected was 3.5 million. Affected area is 30,000 square kilometer, which is equally the size of Belgium. Houses which were severely damaged and destroyed were 6 lakh. 76% of the entire housing stock, जिसमें भैंसें भी, बकरियां भी, जिसमें खाने पीने का राशन भी और लवाजमात जो कि आए दिन इस्तेमाल होते हैं घरों में. Health facilities which were severely damaged and destroyed, 796. 80% of the primary level facilities were severely damaged and destroyed. Education facilities severely damaged and destroyed, 6,298 destroyed or severely damaged, and education force reduced by 60 to 70% through death, injury or migration. डर की वजह से लोग जगह छोड़ गए, टीचर्स जगह छोड़ गए, कुछ डेथ्स हो गई टीचर्स की, इंजर्ड बहुत ज्यादा थे. रोड्स equal to 6,440 kilometers of the roads of the infrastructure was damaged. International humanitarian reconstruction aid was US $1.4 billion in humanitarian aid and US $6.2 billion pledged in grants and loans at November 2005 donor conference. The earthquake measured 7.6 on the Richter scale, considerably less than 9.2 magnitude Indian Ocean earthquake that resulted in December 2004 tsunami that killed 2,25,000 people. जो मलेशिया, इंडोनेशिया ऐसे इन एरियाज में जब सुनामी ने हिट किया तो उसका 9.2 रेक्टर स्केल पे मैग्नीट्यूड. However, several interviewees for this study emphasized that in many ways the Pakistan earthquake rescue, relief and reconstruction challenges were much greater. जितने भी इंटरव्यूज थे, जिनके इंटरव्यूज किए गए, उनसे ये उन्होंने ज्यादा एम्फेसाइज इस चीज पे किया कि रेस्क्यू एंड रिलीफ एंड रिकंस्ट्रक्शन चैलेंजेस पाकिस्तान में ज्यादा थे, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द माउंटेनियस टेरेन. इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू अप्रोच द एरिया. According to one UN official who noted that the greater number of dead in the tsunami is a false measure because dead people don't need help. In the earthquake, there were 3.5 million people homeless compared to 1.5 million displaced by the tsunami and more injured than in the tsunami. Geographical and climatic differences were also highlighted, including the often remote and inaccessible mountainous terrains in northern Pakistan and Kashmir and bitterly cold Himalayan mountains winters. So ये UN official की जो एक रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक 3.5 मिलियन जो लोग थे वो होमलेस थे आफ्टर द अर्थक्वेक, कंपेयर टू सुनामी जिसकी वजह से 1.5 मिलियन डिस्प्लेस हुए. अगेन ज्योग्राफिकल एंड क्लाइमेटिक डिफरेंसेस भी बहुत ज्यादा है, रिमोट एरियाज हैं, इनएक्सेसिबल माउंटेनियस टेरेन्स हैं और ठंड थी. आप ये देखें कि जो अक्टूबर का महीना पाकिस्तान में जब होता है तो ज्यादा ठंड होती है, और डेट इज चूंकि नदरन एरिया ज्यादा हिट हुआ, कश्मीर का एरिया हिट हुआ, तो वो वैसे ही हिल स्टेशन हैं और वो वैसे ही एरियाज वो हैं जहां पे सर्दी अमूमन ज्यादा होती है. According to one official who is the part of the aid process, he noted people can live 1 month without food, 1 week without water, but 1 night without shelter. Under these climatic conditions, it's very difficult. ये aid official ने क्लियर कर दी बात कि लोग खाने के बगैर शायद 1 महीना सरवाइव कर जाएं, 1 वीक सरवाइव कर जाएं पानी के बगैर, लेकिन अगर शेल्टर ना हो या उनके सर पे अगर शेल्टर ना हो या उनका घर ना हो या उनको कोई ऐसी सहूलत ना हो जहां पे वो रह सकें तो शायद मुश्किल हो जाए. फाइनली, while the burden of responding to the tsunami was spread among several countries, the burden of responding to the earthquake fell primarily on Pakistan. जो सुनामी आया तो बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रीज पे उसका बर्डन स्प्रेड हो गया, क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रीज उससे अफेक्ट हुई. लेकिन जिस अर्थक्वेक की बात की जाए तो अर्थक्वेक का चूंकि मैग्नीट्यूड ही सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में या इंडियन हेड कश्मीर में था, तो जिसकी वजह से सारा का सारा रिस्पॉन्स का जो बर्डन था वो पाकिस्तान पे आ गया. और पाकिस्तानी सिटीजन्स, दे प्लेड सिग्निफिकेंट एक्सेप्शनली ग्रेट जॉब. दे प्रोवाइडेड इनिशियल रेस्क्यू रिलीफ सर्विसेज, इवन दो रेस्क्यू सर्विसेज, और जो सबसे ज्यादा खुराक, सबसे ज़्यादा CGI शीट्स, सबसे ज़्यादा टेंट्स, वो जिस इस कंट्री में अवामुन्नास ने, पाकिस्तानी सिटीजन्स ने, पाकिस्तानी नेशनल्स ने अपने भाइयों को कश्मीर में, मुजफ्फराबाद में, बालाकोट में, KPK में ये चीजें पहुंचाई. By all accounts, the first on the scene to aid in rescue efforts and to provide relief goods were individual Pakistani citizens. और सबसे पहली चीजें पहुंचाने वाले, गुड्स रिलीफ की पहुंचाने वाले और इंडिविजुअल पाकिस्तानी सिटीजन्स जो थे, उन्होंने रेस्क्यू एफर्ट्स में अपनी मदद आपके तहत काम करना शुरू कर दी. In an unprecedented outpouring of public sympathy, private citizens throughout the country donated relief supplies and thousands of volunteers flocked to the earthquake affected areas to assist in rescue and relief operations. बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों ने इमदाद की, रिलीफ की, और कुछ ऐसे थे जिन्होंने अपने घर बार को छोड़ा और वो उस earthquake affected areas की तरफ चले गए, so that to provide initial rescue services to the people. As one government official exclaimed that the Pakistani nation responded. Children sent their pocket money from Karachi to Khyber. कराची से लेकर खैबर तक बच्चों ने अपनी जेब की पॉकेट मनी भी इस पूरे डिजास्टर को रिलीफ पहुंचाने के लिए लोगों को दे दी. While the public response was generous and enthusiastic, it was not well organized though, but it was generous. Soon there were traffic jams, a well-intentioned volunteer transporting relief supplies for earthquake victims, often blocking the only road leading into the earthquake zone. लोगों ने अपनी मदद आपके तहत ट्रक को हायर करके उस पे सामान लदवा के उन एरियाज की तरफ पहुंचाना शुरू कर दिया, जिसकी वजह से ट्रैफिक जैम्स जो हैं, जो कि सिंगल रोड जा रही है उन्हीं एरियाज को, वो भी विटनेस हुआ. Much of what was donated was extremely useful, but lot was not. And within a few days of the earthquake, there was reports of piles of inappropriate second-hand clothes littering the streets or being burned as fuel. ज्यादातर जो इमदाद गई वो ठीक थी, डोनेट हुआ, यूजफुल थे, लेकिन कुछ इमदाद जो थी वो जिसकी उसकी वजह से जो पाइल्स की बीमारी है वो भी अफेक्टेड कम्युनिटी में ऑब्जर्व की गई, और रिपोर्ट्स ये थी कि वो हैंड क्लोथ्स थे और सेकंड हैंड क्लोथ्स थे, और प्लस उनको फिर उन्होंने जलाने के लिए इस्तेमाल किए. Despite these problems, जितने भी मसाइल थे, the work of these individual volunteers, they played a critical important role in the rescue and relief operations during the first few days following the earthquake. सबसे ज्यादा critical important role volunteers का था, जिन्होंने लाशें, जिंदा मुर्दा सबको निकाला, जख्मियों को निकाला, और few days following the earthquake, जब जैसे ही earthquake hit हुआ उसके फौरन ही बाद वॉलंटियर्स ने अपना काम शुरू कर दिया, एंड दे स्टार्टेड सेविंग लाइव्स एंड दे dig out the bodies from the rubble. As far as the relief and rescue phase is concerned, individual volunteers were soon joined by the workers from a wide range of national and international organizations. Cuban doctors भी आ गए, Turkish doctors भी आ गए, Turkish इमदाद भी पहुंच गई, वॉलंटियर्स के साथ साथ इंटरनेशनल गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने भी रिलीफ का काम शुरू कर दिया. The first organization to respond were reportedly the Islamic militant or jihadi groups already based in the area at camps used to train anti-Indian Kashmiri militant groups. So this is again जो पहली जो थी response organization की तरफ से आया, that was a jihadi group. Within the first day or two, the staff of the national and international NGO and UN agencies that were already working in Pakistan, and some cases already working in the earthquake areas, were actively involved in rescue and relief efforts. Less than 24 hours after the earthquake, the first international search and rescue team from Turkey, Turkish Red Crescent Society, arrived in Islamabad. जो सबसे पहली टीम, even though rapid UK से भी जो पहले जो टीम आई है, that was Turkish Red Crescent Society, and they started the rescue operation. It was soon followed by many other search and rescue teams, over 100 national and international NGOs, several private sector organizations and international military forces which involve NATO and US Army, including Pakistan. So 100 ke kareeb national international organizations, they started working. This is another picture of United Nations helicopter who moved in the area of Azad Jammu Kashmir at that point of time, and even the United Nations also provided the initial rescue and relief and rescue operation. They were the part of it. Within 24 hours of the earthquake, the UN Disaster Assessment and Coordination (UNDAC) team flew into Islamabad and worked with the government of Pakistan, GOP donors, UN agencies, and NGOs to establish coordination structures. It was a horrible time as far as the communication was concerned. The communication was the biggest barrier during the whole effort. Jitna bhi communication ka mechanism tha, it was totally destroyed in the area, so the effort was a combined effort and they required to have coordinated effort. और उस coordination में जो सबसे पहली चीज United Nations Disaster Assessment and Coordination UNDAC team है, it flew into Islamabad and worked with the government of Pakistan, donors, United Nations agencies, and NGOs to establish a coordination structure, a coordination mechanism. Within 3 days, it has prepared and issued a flash appeal for $312 million US dollars to support a 6-month emergency response, which 2 weeks later were increased to $550 million US dollars. During these initial days, an important decision was also made to adopt and pilot the cluster approach. Cluster बना दिए जाएं और clusters United Nations के अंदर cluster में काम किया जाए. आगे चल के देखेंगे clusters के बारे में क्या coordination के हवाले से clusters के हवाले से क्या चीज़ है जो कि United Nations ने follow की. The framework for humanitarian coordination, it was devised by International Interagency Standing Committee (IASC) और एक cluster approach उन्होंने कहा कि use होनी चाहिए. Clusters बना दिए जाएं different areas में और वो उसी हिसाब से काम करें. Based on these decisions, the different UN agencies were appointed to lead different sectoral and thematic coordination clusters that operated in Islamabad as well as in the 4 humanitarian hubs in the towns of Mansehra, Battakram, Muzaffarabad, and Bagh within the earthquake zone. The Pakistan government was ill prepared as far as this disaster of such magnitude is concerned. Despite the knowledge that the region of northern Pakistan and Kashmir is highly earthquake prone, लोगों को गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान के ऑफिशियल्स को पता था कि ये नॉर्दर्न एरिया जो है इट इज प्रोन टू अर्थक्वेक, इट्स सच डिजास्टर, एंड इट इज द मीटिंग प्लेस ऑफ 2 टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स दैट हैव क्रिएटेड द हिमालयन माउंटेन रेंज. 2 टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स मिलके एक रेंज, हिमालय माउंटेन रेंज जो है उनको बना रहे हैं. एंड गवर्नमेंट वर इल प्रिपेयर्ड. They lack capacity. They were not perceiving the impact to such a high level. इसका impact होगा. No initial disaster response organization existed to respond to major natural disasters, and it was therefore not surprising that a country's most powerful, best organized, and best resourced institution, the army, took charge of the relief operations. चूंकि गवर्नमेंट के पास डिजास्टर को रिस्पॉन्स करने की कैपेसिटी जो थी वो कम थी और कोई बेस्ट ऑर्गेनाइज्ड एफर्ट जो थी, कोई बेस्ट रिसोर्स इंस्टीट्यूशन जो था उसकी जरूरत थी. सो आर्मी टुक ओवर द चार्ज एंड दे स्टार्टेड वर्किंग इन द एरियाज. ऑन द डे आफ्टर द अर्थक्वेक, at that point of time president was President Musharraf. He appointed a serving military officer, Major General Farooq Ahmad, to establish a lead of Federal Relief Commission, FRC. The FRC was intended to be a one-window operation to coordinate and integrate all relief efforts, including the work of both civilian and military actors. ये एक one-window operation start किया गया at that point of time president की तरफ से. और Major General Farooq Ahmad, he was made as a leader of the Federal Relief Commission, which was one-window operation to coordinate and integrate all relief efforts, including the work of both civilian and military actors. Perceptions of the central role played by the army in leading the earthquake response, we are going to discuss in coming research papers. but still we have got a mixed picture of it. It was initially severely criticized in the press for doing little to rescue civilians. During the first few days, army पहले तो ये recognize नहीं कर सकी किस areas में disaster hit हुआ, क्योंकि government का जो coordination का mechanism था, that was not that strong up. So army took the charge and they started working in the relief and rescue operations. And there was few people who were criticizing the effort of army initially. And according to, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान आर्मी के भी troops जो थे इससे सफर हुए, उनकी भी killings हुई हैं. So, for instance, focusing on rescue only military personnel and resupplying and deploying new troops to the line of control, separating Pakistan and Indian administrative Kashmir, people were having a mixed view regarding the army, but army at the end of the day, they worked in the relief and they worked significantly. It has also been criticized for prolonging its central role into the reconstruction phase. ये भी देखा गया, criticism हुआ कि सिर्फ relief में नहीं, reconstruction phase के अंदर भी आर्मी ने अपना response जो है वो lead किया, और उसमें it has been blamed for many of the perceived problems within reconstruction program. जब चला relief के बाद reconstruction शुरू हुई, तामीराती program शुरू हुआ, तो आर्मी का उस तरफ भी थोड़ा सा रुझान था, जिसकी वजह से criticize हुआ कि why they are playing a central role. However, nearly all the interviewees for this study was full of the praise. सारों ने इस बात की खुशी महसूस की, इस बात को praise किया for the effective leadership the army provided during the 6 months relief phase following the earthquake. One US official, he reported, with 20 years of experience responding to Asian disasters, and he was of the view that in terms of a host government, this was the best response, the most competent I have ever seen, and it was a response by Pakistan Army. One of the noteworthy features of Pakistan earthquake response was the important role of international military forces in the earthquake rescue and relief phase. NATO, US Armed Forces, and Pakistan Armed Forces, they all worked combinedly. खुराक को पहुंचाना रिलीफ फेज में one point से another point तक, चूंकि रोड्स तबाह हो गई थी तो ट्रक्स की जो मैनूवरिंग थी that was not possible. Helicopters were required and NATO helicopters were utilized, US Army helicopters were utilized, and earthquake rescue और relief phase के दौरान सबसे ज़्यादा जो important जो noteworthy feature है, that was the response by the armed forces. NATO Army, US, Pakistan Army, they have opened the road which is leading from Kohala Pul towards Muzaffarabad in 27 days, which is totally destroyed. US and NATO, US Army and NATO, factors contributing to the significant involvement of US and NATO forces in the response included Pakistan's geostrategic importance in the US-led war on terror, and the proximity of US and other NATO forces and equipment in the neighboring Afghanistan. So it was important to have a perception, to investigate the perception, to find out the important perceptions regarding these two organizations. One is US and other one is NATO Army. So within 48 hours of the earthquake, the first of the 24 US helicopters arrived in Pakistan, Islamabad, from Afghanistan. Afghanistan में चूंकि war on terror पे US involved है, so जो 24 हेलीकॉप्टर थे वो जब 48 घंटे के अंदर ही इस्लामाबाद अफगानिस्तान से रीच कर गए, and they started their operation of relief and rescue. There was a hospital which was made by US Army, Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, MASH, which was soon approximately 1,200 US military personnel had arrived in Pakistan to assist with relief efforts, which included a medical team to run a US Army Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, which is MASH in Muzaffarabad, and 125-person Naval Mobile Construction Battalion to clear roads and debris, assisted in setting up IDP, internally displaced people camps, and rebuild infrastructure. तो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि they have US military जो personnel हैं 1200 के करीब, they flew to Pakistan and they assist in the relief and the reconstruction effort, relief effort majorly. और medical team जो थी, they started running a US Army Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, which is MASH in Muzaffarabad. और 125 नेवल पर्सनल्स ने रोड क्लियरेंस यानी कि डेप्रेस रिमूवल फ्रॉम द रोड बिकॉज ऑफ द कैंप एस्टैब्लिशमेंट फॉर आईडीपीज एंड रीबिल्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए दे हैव वर्कड एंड दे हैव वर्कड सिग्निफिकेंटली. In addition to the US armed forces, NATO response force also deployed approximately 1,200 specialist personnel, including engineers and medical staff from 17 NATO countries to participate in NATO's first purely humanitarian mission. It was NATO's first purely humanitarian mission. और 17 ममालिक ने participate NATO countries ने किया और 1200 के करीब specialist personnel, including engineers and medical staff, were sent from US at that point of time. NATO forces also separated 2 air bridges to fly relief supplies to Pakistan from bases in Germany and Turkey. Major successes. One of the major successes of the earthquake response and one of the best examples ever of effective civil-military collaboration in a humanitarian relief operation was the helicopter operation that ended up being the largest helicopter airlift of aid in history. So it was the largest airlift of aid. सबसे ज़्यादा जो हेलीकॉप्टर्स इस्तेमाल हुए वो पाकिस्तान में इस्तेमाल हुआ और ये सक्सेस था सिविल मिलिट्री कोलैबोरेशन का और उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा जो ऑपरेशन जिसने अपना क्लीदी किरदार अदा किया दैट वाज helicopter operation. In much of the remote and mountainous terrain of the earthquake zone, where the few roads that had existed prior to the earthquake were blocked by the landslides and destroyed bridges, and or had simply slipped down to the mountainside, helicopters were the only effective way to rapidly transport relief supplies. Although बहुत ज़्यादा रिपोर्ट्स हैं जिन्होंने जो कंफ्यूजिंग भी हैं ड्यूरिंग द क्रिटिकल फर्स्ट 2 वीक्स जब डिजास्टर हिट हुआ द सब्सिक्वेंट ऑपरेशन वाज डिस्क्राइब्ड बाय वन इंटरव्यूई एज सीमलेस कि नजर नहीं आ रहा ये हेलीकॉप्टर के ऑपरेशंस जो हैं हम लोगों को नजर नहीं आ रहे. द पाकिस्तान आर्मी, यूएस नेवी एंड यूनाइटेड नेशंस ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एयर सर्विस मैनेज हाईली इफेक्टिव एयर ऑपरेशन सेल AOC that at its peak coordinated over 100 helicopters that delivered 100 tons of food to the earthquake zone, transported injured to medical facilities outside the earthquake zone, and transported aid workers to and from the earthquake zone. So Pakistan Army, US Navy, United Nations Humanitarian Air Service, they managed this whole air operation cell and effectively, or 100 helicopters were utilized and they have delivered 100 tons of earthquake food towards the earthquake zone. Not only they have shifted, they have transferred the injured from that area. They have started the medical facilities and transported aid workers to and from the earthquake zone. According to one report, never before had a home military, foreign, allied support and the United Nations worked so well in the delivery of air support. So this was one report after the disaster, when the researchers witnessed this whole effort, the combined air operation effort of the armed forces. So they were of the view such effort was never seen in the past. So it was a unique of its kind. Most aid workers interviewed for this study believed that despite numerous shortcomings and frustrations, the earthquake relief effort was a tremendous success. Many pointed to the fact that after the earthquake very few people died in the second wave of deaths, which often follows disaster due to the lack of shelter or capacity to treat injuries. So, जितने ज़्यादा aid workers उसका interview हुआ regarding in the study, they said कि बहुत सी shortcomings थी, बहुत से drawbacks थे, लेकिन end पे ये earthquake की सबसे ज़्यादा successful relief effort all over the world देखी गई. There was also not a third wave of deaths caused by the outbreaks of the disease. जो second wave के बाद third wave आती है कि diseases जो prevail करना शुरू हो जाती हैं after the disaster. तो the World Health Organization का जो official हैं, according to them, fewer Pakistanis died in the earthquake zone after the earthquake than die in an average winter season in that region. So बहुत कम पाकिस्तानी जो थे third wave of disaster की वजह से deaths की वजह से hit हुए हैं. So there was a low mortality reason. An important reason that was given for the low mortality rates was the success of Operation Winter Race, which was literally a race to provide adequate shelter to the estimated 3.5 million homeless people. Because area में सर्दी बहुत ज़्यादा थी, तो सबसे ज़्यादा जो importance रखता था operation, that was Operation Winter Race, to provide shelters to those people who are marginalized, who are in the affected area, and there were 3.5 million people. As far as the relief के दौरान जो distribution का mechanism, अद्वियात, shelter, CGI sheets और खाने पीने की चीजें, लवाजमात जो थे, कुछ 5 लाख के करीब टेंट तकसीम हुए, 5 million corrugated galvanized iron sheets जो इस्तेमाल होती हैं कवर करने के लिए, शेल्टर देने के लिए, 6 million blankets, 2.2 million trampolines and plastic sheetings. Tarpaulins and plastic sheetings were distributed. Nevertheless, there was still a major shortage of winterized tents that would keep those living at the higher altitudes warm enough throughout the winter. So फिर भी कमी पेशी थी winterized tents की, जो कि उन एरिया के लोगों की जरूरत थी. So strategy was to address this critical problem. A strategy was adopted of constructing one warm room using the rubble from destroyed homes. जो घर तबाह हो गए उनके मलबे से एक गर्म कमरा बनाया जाए, and CGI sheets जो हैं उसके ऊपर रूफ के ऊपर लगाई जाए, which play an important role in contributing to the success of Operation Winter Race. Nature was also kind. Perhaps the most important contributing factor for the success of this Operation Winter Race was the fact that 2005 or 6 में winter was uncharacteristically mild थी. उस तरह सर्दी नहीं थी, लेकिन 2005 के दौरान अमूमन जिस तरह होती है, तो थोड़ा बहुत इस वजह से भी Operation Winter Race को सक्सेस मिली. From this whole discussion, we have witnessed the relief and reconstruction perceptions. Relief के दौरान जो लोगों की perceptions थी, जो US officials की, NGO officials की, लोगों की regarding they have perceptions regarding the whole effort of the army, NATO and other organizations during the rescue mission, during the air operation mission, during the Operation Winter Race. In तीनों missions में they have worked tremendously well. Or in the first part of this lecture, we found out the evidences related to the efforts done after the disaster by various organizations. So in the nutshell, all organizations, especially Pakistan Armed Forces, NATO, and US Army led the rescue operations, followed by the distribution of relief items from various organizations, and they have worked really well. आने वाले लेक्चर के अंदर हम लोग जो रिकंस्ट्रक्शन एफर्ट है उस पर थोड़ा गौर करेंगे, लोगों की परसेप्शंस को जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि वो कौन सी, कोई नेगेटिव परसेप्शन थी रिकंस्ट्रक्शन से रिलेटेड, कोई पॉजिटिव परसेप्शंस, बहुत ज्यादा इंटरव्यूज को देखा जाएगा. तो इस करंट लेक्चर के अंदर हम लोगों ने रिपोर्ट का स्टार्ट लिया, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन एजेंडा को देखा, उसके अंदर 4 इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें थी. फर्स्ट वन वाज यूनिवर्सैलिटी, देन वाज कोहेरेंस, कोहेसिवनेस, then was terrorism and counter-terrorism, and 4th one was security. हर रिसर्च की कोई ना कोई theoretical reasoning, grounded reasoning होती है, और ये case study भी in comparison with the humanitarian agenda, which is universality, 2015 universality, cohesiveness, terrorism and counter-terrorism, along with the security. उस हवाले से लोगों की perceptions को read किया गया, जिसमें जिहादी तंजीमों ने भी काम किया लोगों के मुताबिक, जिसमें यूएस आर्मी ने भी, नेटो आर्मी ने भी, पाकिस्तान आर्म फोर्सेस ने भी काम किया. So we found out they worked a lot in the earthquake hit areas and for the marginalized communities. So this is the end of the current lecture. आने वाले लेक्चर में हम इसका दूसरा part, which is more focused on the reconstruction phase, we are going to witness it. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.